Welcome to the neighbourhood. Today, as you'll see, I'm in the River Avon. Well, next to it actually. And that's just outside of Chippenham, a lovely part of Chippenham actually. It's great to go for walks along the River Avon. Tremendous. And today is a beautiful day. It's blue sky actually. I know it looks a bit white up there, but it's blue. The river is kind of a muddy, bluey, greeny colour. It's all tranquil, and just now we had some swans going by, which is really nice. Just relaxed, beautiful day. Sort of day that we all enjoy and wish every day was the same, but of course sometimes it isn't. And that's why we're at the River Avon today, because of the incident. Well, let me give you a clue as to what the incident was. I've got on today my orange watch. Can you see that? But you can see that it's kind of a bit steamy looking. My beautiful orange watch that I got for my birthday is not quite as it should be. There's water inside of it. Let me explain. Our friends Marcus and Helen, who sometimes do videos actually on our channel, invited me and the family to go canoeing on the river. They're in the canoeing club and they can allow friends to go on the river as well. So we thought, yeah, that's fantastic. The day came and I was feeling a little bit nervous because I said to the family, look, you know, I tend to fall in a lot when I'm around water. And when I'm in boats, and I love boats, I tend to tip over. And they said, no, it'd be fine. And so, yeah, okay, let's go for it. Got the life jackets on and we got to the riverside and I got in the canoe with one of my daughters. Oh, wow. And off we went along the River Avon and it was great. Really enjoyable time. And we even saw kingfisher. Fantastic. About half an hour in, we're in the deepest part of the river in this area. And suddenly, we tipped and I dived under. I went right underneath and then bobbed back up again. And that was because I had a life jacket on. What was I to do? I was soaking wet and the life jacket was really big and it was really hard to swim. So I kind of did like this doggy paddle and eventually I got to the bank, as did my daughter. Marcus was there, being cool, calm, collective. He tipped out the water, got the canoe back to the edge. It reminded me that when things go wrong all of a sudden, we can feel a bit panicky. I felt a bit panicky, but I had a life jacket on. And for those who follow Jesus, we have in a sense a life jacket, that no matter what our situation, that he will keep us going. He'll lift us out of that drama and enable us to keep going no matter what. And he never leaves us, even when sometimes it feels like that he's not there, he's not helping. So the good news was that I and my daughter had got to the other side of the bank and we were safe and all was well. We were soaking, we were dirty, but we were all right. Game on again. But now we had to get back in the canoe. So I let go of the tree that I was holding on to and started to make my way down the bank. But in a few steps, I was sliding and I couldn't stop myself. And I slid all the way back into the water, into about a meter depth. Oh, and now I still had to get in the boat. Sometimes in life, something goes wrong. And then we get something else goes wrong. And we've coped with the first thing, but then something else. How can that happen? Two things in a row and then something else again. And it gets really difficult. And we wonder, where's Jesus in this? Where's my life jacket? Well, eventually, with the help of Marcus, who stayed cool, calm, collected all the way through, we did get back in the boat. But it reminded me of a story of Jesus, that when he was in a boat one day with his disciples going over over a lake, there was a great storm. And Jesus was sleeping in the boat while this storm was going on, and the disciples were trying to keep the boat going, and they became terrified for their lives. They thought they were going to be tipped out of that boat, and they didn't have life jackets on. They would have died. And so they shake Jesus and wake him up and say, Jesus, don't you care? Don't you care we're going to die? Jesus calmly gets up. And I imagine him going to the front of the boat. And as he does so, he went to the front of the boat as the disciples tell the true story. And Jesus said to the storm, stop. And the storm stopped. And the water became calm. And the disciples were amazed and not a little bit scared, because they realized, and we were realizing more and more, that Jesus was not just fully human, but fully God, who controls all things. And through that incident, the disciples began to fear a little less in the dramas and situations that they were facing and would face, because they realized in a deeper way that Jesus was with them. And sometimes that can be a help in our dramatic situations that we face on occasions, that we begin to fear a little less because we know that Jesus has been with us, and because it pulls us and helps us to lean into Jesus more. And also because then we are able to help other people who are experiencing or have experienced the same kind of situation. And we have an empathy for them, and we can give them encouragement that truly comes from the heart. Well, our trip carried on. Once I got back in the boat, and me and my daughter enjoyed the rest of the time, although we were a bit soggy. It was a good experience, and we'll do it again. And hopefully this time we'll stay dry. But in the months ahead, which could well be very difficult in many sorts of ways, we might all sense a bit of a dipping deep in the water. May we fear a little less, because Jesus truly is with us, and he truly does care and loves each one of us. God is with us wherever we go. A Bible verse that really helps me in such times is this. It's from Proverbs chapter 3. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. Sometimes life does get very difficult and complicated, but when we acknowledge Jesus, when we trust in him, not in our own understanding, our own expectations, but in trust in God, he does help us through. He does help us with a way through. So don't give up. Keep going. Keep trusting. And keep being a loving person who shines Jesus. God bless you. See you soon.